people are missing after an explosion and fire at an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico.
Thousands of gallons continue to pour into the Gulf of Mexico.
A rate of more than 500,000 gallons a day.
Says the oil slick in the Gulf of Mexico is now the biggest environmental disaster.
11 men were killed and 4.9 million barrels of oil ran into the ocean, threatening the wetlands and all who depend on them.
As far as I'm concerned, BP is responsible for this horrific disaster, and we will hold them fully accountable on behalf of the United States, as well as the people and communities victimized by this tragedy.
It was a day of reckoning for BP. ABC's Pierre Thomas tells us what happened.
We all remember the searing images, the horrific fire, oil spewing into the Gulf of Mexico. Today we learned BP executives lied about the scale of the spill from the very beginning. For weeks, this is what the company told the public and Congress about how much was leaking.
I think that something around 5,000, it's actually barrels a day, is the best estimate.
But at the time, BP's own estimates showed the well was leaking up to 92,000 barrels a day. Today, BP pleaded guilty to misleading Congress and to manslaughter for the death of 11 workers on that oil rig.
The deaths of the 11 men on board the Deepwater Horizon could have been avoided.
Today, 2 BP company men who were on site were indicted for manslaughter for keeping the well in operation, even though they were aware of continued abnormal high pressure on the drill pipe. The company agreed to pay $4.5 billion in fines. The men's lawyers say they're being scapegoated. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
Between our marshes, the flower gardens to the west, and the Florida Keys, this oil spill could possibly absolutely destroy 3 of the most important ecosystems in the whole United States.
Yeah, don't worry, the oil that the boom doesn't absorb, the birds will. Everything's fine, BP. They got it. Mother Nature's got this one.
You can't come in and destroy all of my stuff, all of my friends' stuff. Everyone I know fishes. You can't come in and destroy our world and expect us just to be all happy and cheerful about it. Everything I do and everything I have done is now wasted. I've got so much money invested. I've got a house down there. I've got a $200-something thousand boat, and it's all wasted now. All of the last 7 years is gone down the drain. They've taken all of that from me. Oh, that's the part you don't like. You know, when your wife calls you crying. Or you've got to pay bills, so you got to take money out of your child's savings account.
Is that what you've had to do? Things are that desperate?
Yeah. You know, I can be mad at them and everything like that and despise them. That's, you know, I can deal with that. But when I've got to take from my daughter.
Whether the blame lies at the door of huge corporations or everyone who ever set foot in a car, there is one thing we do agree on. There is a price to be paid for this tragedy.